Support for Buffalo State College Club Hockey comes from Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. To buy, sell, or lease any office, industrial, retail, or investment property, trust the unparalleled knowledge and experience of Militello Realty. 856-2872 or militello.com. By Ivy Leaf Pharmacy, a locally owned neighborhood pharmacy for over 60 years. COVID testing, vaccinations, and boosters available at Ivy Lee, along with CBD products, home health care, and all of your other pharmacy needs. Ivy Lee, 2446 Elmwood Avenue in Kenmore, or ivyleepharmacy.com. From Town Auto, for over 50 years, a proud member of the Western New York community, putting customers' needs first and helping them find the right car at the right price. The dealerships of Town Auto make it easy to buy a car, whether online, over the phone, or in store. We love our town. And we're about set now for third period coverage. It is the Buffalo State Bengals taking on the Canisius College Golden Griffins. It is a CHF ACHA matchup here, as it is the Bengals of the CHF taking on an ACHA Division I team, the crosstown Canisius College Golden Griffins. A good test as the Bengals tune up for postseason play and get ready for the UNY-CHL playoffs, as well as the CHF National Tournament, which they will hopefully be making another appearance at coming up in March. But we have 20 more minutes of play here from the Harborcenter in downtown Buffalo as the Bengals take on Canisius College, the ACHA Division I Canisius College Griffs. Hello, I'm Aaron Elpern on the call for tonight's game, along with Sean McHugh, Jeff Jazarowski, our camera operator, as we are underway here in the third period, and as the puck goes up and out of play here in the Harborcenter as we get third period play underway here, just 7 seconds in. We have our first stoppage. And, Sean, it was a period where it was even on the scoreboard in the second 2-2, but it was there was a bit of a storm that the Bengals had to weather there.
Yeah, A.J. White kind of redeemed himself for a goal I think anybody, including A.J., would say he wants back in the first. Made a couple big saves to keep the Bengals close, and then they got that late one shorthanded to make it a two-goal game to keep it interesting. So it'll be interesting to see how the Bengals, come out and play this third period.
Bengals still with an opportunity here to really gain some momentum in this game. That late goal in the period has certainly helped breathe some life into them heading into the intermission. They still have to kill off a penalty here in this period. The last couple of seconds coming off of that now as Canisius carries the puck in towards the slot. There was Brendan Reed with the puck on his stick. Still has it there on the far side. Gets it along to Wagner. Wagner there spinning just inside the blue line. Gets a pass down low to Reed. Reed then tries to fire it in front of the net. Hit a couple of bodies there in front. That allows Gallivan to pick it up and bring it up ice. Gallivan's pass then on the second opportunity doesn't connect and then goes back into the Canisius zone. Player falls down there in the fresh ice, but doesn't result in a turnover. And now heading up ice in the other direction is number 23, Sakari. Sakari taking that shot, but he had Ryan Kelly right there nearby to keep that one from getting up onto the goaltender, A.J. White. So it goes up and out of play, and we have a stoppage a minute 8 into the third period.
Absolutely, and the Bengals need to start going the other way. They need to start going to our left, and they need to start playing the better portion of this period in the Canisius zone. They need to get those 2 goals. They've been outshot almost 2-1 here. They got to get one quick so they don't have to go into panic mode. You know how big I am on my panic threshold theory, and I really don't want the Bengals to have to get into that early against this team.
Bengals get the puck up ice. It's Gallivan in the offensive zone putting some pressure on, but Cryer taking it out, carrying it up ice, getting that pass into the neutral zone. Good play, though, by Ryan Kelly getting into that passing lane, going right back into the offensive zone for Buff State. Loose puck now in front of the net, settled down there by Connor Schwartz. Schwartz now looks to start the breakout, but that pass is turned over. Gallivan has it in front, just tries to get a backhander in front of it as it was a rolling puck there in the slot. Bengals do manage to keep control of it, though, and keep the pressure on in the offensive zone. Gallivan on the far side, cycles it down low for Schultz. Schultz now battling up against a Canisius defender up against the boards. Canisius player getting the better of that, and the Griffs clear the zone, but it's going to be Cole Newman picking up the puck at his own blue line, surveying things, getting it up ice quickly to Joe Lotempio, but the pass is in his skates. Needs some help from a teammate here. We have a penalty coming up behind the play here, and it looks like it's a Canisius player heading to the box.
Yeah, there was something behind the play. It looks like there was roughing or something behind the play. I couldn't see it, but they called it immediately. The refs were not messing with that at all.
Didn't see a single thing of whatever happened there between Tricarico and Cole Newman. It was those two that were involved in it, though. And Tricarico's the one that ends up taking the penalty. So
twice Newman's size. When it's close, the refs are going to go after the big guy.
Well,
trust me, I know.
I was I've seen Newman involved in a penalty or two like that. It's good to see him not taking that one in this case.
Yeah, that's a really nice change of pace.
Bengals, though, get a much-needed power play here as they trail by 2 here in the third period. Setting things up, Ryan Kelly at the point. Tries to get a shot through traffic, doesn't get through. Then it's played off to the side. Now it's going to be Joe Lotempio looking to set up some pressure there in the near corner. Got some help from Schultz. Schultz carries it out of that corner as a Canisius player gets up from on the ice. Back to the point to Ryan Hahn. Quickly across to Ryan Kelly. He's got a man in front.
Oh, yeah!
And a beautiful redirection from Ryan Miller as a tasty goal there. Ryan Kelly to Ryan Miller in front of the net. Redirected into the top corner. It's now a 5-4 hockey game. The Bengals are looking to grab that momentum here in the third.
They got it right there, and they take advantage of the undisciplined penalty right there by Canisius. What a pass from Ryan Kelly, and what a finish from Ryan Miller. That pass was coming in hot. The fact that he even got a stick on that shows pretty great coordination. He puts it right under the bar. Goaltender Sweeney did not stand a chance. And just like that, just like Canisius did after the first into the second, Bengals get a late one, and then they come out and swing early, and they punch the Griffins right in the face, and it's a one-goal game again. And there's a shot to the head, and they're going right back to the power
This
play.
could be more than just 2, though, because an elbowing call. Okay, I was wondering if we were going to get the head contact there. Yeah,
if he didn't drop to his knee, that would have been a game. But because he was on his knee, I get I actually would have hated it if they tossed him for that because.
Yeah, I just knew that the way the call looked, I was wondering what the call was going to be. Anton Rupert, as he carried the puck in, they had 2 different Canisius players converging on him. It was the second player that delivered the high hit as he was heading kind of towards the ice. So it's a 2-minute call going up on the board, and it is Eric Pawelski taking that penalty. This is another big moment here for Buff State as they have a chance to draw even now. It's a 1-goal hockey game, despite the fact that Canisius had all sorts of momentum in that second period. Buff State hanging around, making things difficult. Now they have
doing this, though.
Power play goal here in this period. They have another power play opportunity as doing a good job of killing off this penalty is Jerkowski. Finally, the Bengals settle down, get possession of it with Sardina carrying into the offensive zone. Tries to rip a shot going up over that blocker arm again like he did on the shorthanded goal in the second period. Good save made this time by Sweeney. Bengals keep it in. Shot from the point by Galvin. Looked like that one got redirected late and went wide. Ends up coming all the way out of the zone.
I'm all for it. Shoot from everywhere.
Buff State in their own zone right now as it's going to be Guerrera settling it down, getting it up ice. Onto the tape of Anton Rupert into the offensive zone. Rupert has a couple of men on him as he comes away from the wall here on the near boards. Gets it across to Galvin. Galvin lets a shot go. That hits a skate before it gets in on net. Comes out to the near side. Rupert has it now with 55 seconds to go in the penalty. Guerrero lets a shot go from just inside the top of the circle. That one hits the glass behind the net.
Elliot Hunt is going to war in front of the net right now. I love that.
Hunt comes into the corner to try to make a play there, but Urban gets the better of that. Finds a lane and fires at the length of the ice. Now 39 seconds remaining in the Buff State power play. A.J. White trying to get it up ice quickly, but that pass wasn't there, and getting in the way of that one was Jake Pruner to kill off a little bit more time. Still 30 seconds for the Bengals on the power play. As setting it up in behind his own net is Guerrera. Guerrera up ice to Ryan Miller. Ryan Miller gains the red line. He was just trying to wrap it around the boards, dump it into the offensive zone. Kind of got deflected as he did so, and it ends up going right into the Canisius bench. A little bit of making sure that all the coaching staff was paying attention there, and everyone seems to be okay after the puck goes into the bench. We'll redo things, get things restarted here from the center ice dot. 18 seconds to go in the Buff State power play. Puck comes back into Buff State territory, however. Alex Hussey settling it down. Gets a pass up to Ryan Kelly, but he's being pestered by 2 different Canisius players. Hussey comes along to help it up ice again, getting up to Joe Lotempio. But it's going to be Canisius finding possession of it and playing it forward to kill off the end of the penalty. They got the
penalty because Joe got grabbed and then punched in the face.
Yeah, we do have a penalty being called here. It is by the official that was behind the play, and see exactly what the call that's being made here. It's going to be Joe Lotempio getting the penalty here.
Okay, well, I guess having your face by a guy's fist is a penalty.
I didn't see exactly what the exchange was. I saw that they had kind of come together there along the Canisius blue line.
I saw Joe get punched. I saw that.
Well, clearly the ref saw whatever Joe did after the fact, because it is Captain Lotempio in the penalty box right now, and the Bengals will have to kill off a power play. With now 15-12 to go in the period. It's going to be Canisius going on the man advantage. They have a 1-goal lead in this one, 5-4. And Canisius is going to have to kill off a penalty without one of its better penalty killers, Joe Lotempio, sitting in the box. Canisius now setting things up here in the offensive zone. It's going to be Ahrens getting that pass down low, fed in front of the net, just kind of up in the air and unable to make a play on it was the Canisius forward in front. Now a 2-on-2 for Buff State into the offensive zone, killing this penalty. Rupert sidesteps a man, avoids a hit in the far corner, keeps possession of it, takes a little bit of a hit there, but it's going to be Jonah Ahrens coming out and carrying it up ice with plenty of ice to work with. Feeds a pass along to Reed. Reed into the offensive zone. Stops along the far side. Cross-ice pass. Nobody there, but it banks off the boards to Ahrens. Ahrens just gets it in behind the net. Buff State going to have a chance to get possession here, but they don't. And they do, though, finally, as Sardina came back from his forward position to make a play there down low in the zone. Got it on his backhand and sent it the length of the ice. Now a minute 10 to go in the Buff State penalty. Sakari making a little bit of a sloppy play there along his blue line, allowing Elliott Hunt to knock it off of his stick. Hunt now trying to come forward with it, gets it in behind the defense, but Sakari recovers nicely to make sure that Hunt couldn't get to that one. Sakari now heads to the bench for a change as Aaron gets it up ice. He's got a man there in front of the net. Wagner lets the shot go. Save made by A.J. White, as it was Zach Wagner looking for his second of the game as he was in a dangerous area in the offensive zone. Bengals still killing off a penalty here. Now 40 seconds remaining in the minor penalty to Captain Joe Lotempio. Canisius now working it up ice. It's Connor Schwartz making that play, getting it up ice, and it's going to be into the offensive zone. No, number 11, Jesse Calhoun circling the net. Buffalo State doing a good job, though, killing off that penalty.
He's gone.
Carrera taking that off his stick, getting it up ice. Hunt now in a little bit of a foot race with the goaltender. Sweeney just casually plays it off towards the sideboards, getting it to Versage, allowing Canisius to start it up ice yet again. 10 seconds now remaining on their power play. Into the offensive zone, it's Will Tricarico. Stops here at the near boards, gets it back to the midpoint. Schwartz setting things up there, but the stick of Ben Gallivan gets in the way. And now Buff State can have an opportunity. This is a 2-on-0 setting up here. Gallivan coming in alone. Gallivan to the backhand. 5-0, he scores. Number 8, Ben Gallivan has evened things up here. It's a 5-5 hockey game as the Bengals got a lone breakaway there. It could have been a 2-on-0 or a 3-on-0 maybe. Gallivan just took it himself.
I'm giving Gallivan that breakaway.
Smartly made the move to the backhand, slid it through the 5-hole in that move that we've seen him do so many times. The Bengals have tied it up. It's a 5-5 hockey game.
What a response by the Bengals in the third period right now. Just great pressure by Gallivan on top. Gets loose. Once he gets the puck, he just puts his head down, outraces everybody, and puts a sneaky little move on the goaltender right there. And the Bengals tie the game. This is a huge shift now for both teams.
See what sort of answer we can get from Canisius here after giving up that goal. See whether or not Buff State can maintain some momentum, as they clearly have plenty of life from getting both goals here in the period to tie things up at 5. It's Canisius in the offensive zone, though, as Ahrens tries to spin a pass out in front. Getting in there over to the side to pick up that loose puck was Zach Schultz. Schultz then tries to play it towards the neutral zone, but it goes into the Buff State bench. So we have stoppage now with 12:35 to go in the third period. It's a 5-5 hockey game. We are back to even where we started here, Sean.
Aaron, I think from a Buff State standpoint, at least, we're getting exactly what we wanted so far, about halfway through the third, or at least almost there. Bengals have played, not great, but at times, but, they came back, showed some resiliency, and now they have a chance to win this game. So let's see how this period goes.
Anton Rupert up ice, takes a hit as he gets into the offensive zone, fires it in behind the net. Sardina back there putting on some pressure, but Canisius getting it up ice quickly, making 2 passes, and they are out of the zone with Pruner. Pruner gains the blue line, tries to cut across into the slot there. Bengals taking it off of his stick. Now Anton Rupert looking up ice, tries to get that pass up to Sardina just behind him. That allows Canisius to move it back in the direction towards the Buff State zone. But Anton Rupert has possession of it here against the boards. He's got John Glasgow along to help out as well. And the puck continues to move forward for the Buff State Bengals. Glasgow then battling with his man here, but it's going to be Rupert coming away with it as the two teams trade possession. And nice. Buff State just sending it the length of the ice there after a little bit of ping pong here in the neutral zone. And unfortunately, Cole Newman just decided he was going to send it the length of the ice, and we'll have icing against Buff State and a defensive zone draw coming up here with 11:46 to go in the third period.
Our Bengals need to continue what they've been doing. I know they got their breakaway at the end of a power play, but they have had the momentum. But they got to stop, letting Canisius have extended amounts of zone time. Here's how you do that.
play made at the blue line by Sardina to make sure it got out of the zone. Unable to run it down, though, before a Canisius player gets to it. And now it's going to be Wagner bringing it back. Wagner tries to make a move, go that little toe drag move around Hahn.
He was gone if he catches that.
Didn't quite work as that pass came through the neutral zone. Glasgow unable to reach it. That one goes for icing, so now we'll have face-off coming back into Buff State territory. 11:24 remaining in the period. The officiating crew quickly on top of the Buff State bench there, making sure that they didn't get a change made there. That's what you get, though. That's what you get, though, when you have a full 4-referee crew. We've seen far too many games this year where it's either been 2 or 3 and stuff gets missed.
We had 1 for a minute in one game, too.
True. That's true. We did.
God bless that guy's soul.
Bengals winning the faceoff here in their own zone. Just floated through the neutral zone by Ryan Kelly. Will it go far enough for icing? It does. That one could have been waved off. The linesman here on the near side just decided not to, as Sakari was
it's hard to argue that,
taking his time to get back there for that puck. That just a little out of his reach, apparently.
Yeah, that could have gone either way. I feel like nobody can argue no matter what the call is there.
All right, so you have a group of Buff State players that have been out there for a little bit. See if Canisius can develop an opportunity out of that. Attempt to carry it in towards the front of the net. Bengals stood up to that one now, and it's going to be Sardina carrying it across the blue line, getting into the offensive zone. Sardina makes a move, almost gets himself free in the slot. Bengals keeping it in, loading that slap shot was Carrera and just missing that net high and wide.
Luckily for Sweeney, that he didn't have to save that because that thing had a smoke trail behind it.
Sakari picking it up for Canisius. Now gets a pass through the neutral zone, just lobbing it up to Pawelski. Pawelski gets it into the offensive zone for Canisius. And now vying for a loose puck. 3 different Canisius players down low. 2 different Buff State players in there. It's going to be Guerrera coming out with it, trying to get it up to Miller. Miller can't settle that one down. Now in towards the slot, as it was Reed finding control of it, sending it back down low. Canisius getting it in front. Opportunity from down low. Shot taken. Looked like it went just wide as Pawelski had a chance at what was an open net. A.J. White sprawling back across.
Oh, no, he wanted it.
He was looking for that lacrosse move. Didn't get it settled down, just fed it back to the point.
Quick glove, A.J.
And then the shot comes in from the point by Sakari, and it's a quick left hand being thrown out there by A.J. White, making the save. The Canisius top line doing good work there in the offensive zone, trying to gain back a little momentum in this game. It's a 5-5 contest. Still plenty of drama left here in the last 10 minutes and change, Sean.
Yeah, Bengals got to get into Canisius' end, though. They got the game tied. Great work to do that, but now you got to get it untied. And you got to get possession because Canisius has had all the possession. Oh,
here's a turnover in the offensive zone. Gallivan buries it. Oh, my. You don't want to lose that guy in the offensive zone and hand him a turnover like that. Ben Gallivan takes advantage, rips it past Sweeney. We've got ourselves a 6-5 Bengals lead now.
Just like that. Okay, I'll stop talking because I guess zone time doesn't matter when Gallivan can put it past the goalie in the blink of an eye. But again, Canisius loses one of the players on the Bengals you cannot lose. They lost him again, and this time he gets in, and Gallivan points to somebody. He's pumped right now. Well, we need to see Ben go for the hat trick right now because he's carrying the team, and this is what we thought we were going to get from him when we got him this season, and it happened earlier in the season. There have been some moments with him, but here's a game where he needs to step up, and so far he has.
Nice to see him doing that in a big game against a high-quality opponent. Like to think of what that might foretell for what might be coming in the future for the Bengals.
Well, but we got some game left, but here's the thing.
We got plenty to work with here.
Here's one thing we learned, Aaron, because I don't think I'm proclaiming anything. The Bengals can play with these teams. They're showing that tonight, so now let's see if they can finish it.
Yeah, it's still 9:51 to go here. It's a 1-goal hockey game. Canisius has had a lot of time in the offensive zone here. They're going to put quite a push on here, try to get this one tied as quickly as they possibly can. You know that.
Yes.
Puck comes out the far side now. Schultz unable to get it out, but he's going to get a second chance at it as it comes right back towards him, then comes out to Gallivan. Gallivan feeling it now as he carries it through the neutral zone. Makes a move there, stops along the far boards, tries to feed that pass out in front. Had a couple different Bengals there, but it just went in between Schultz and Lotempio. Puck in behind the net now, settled down there by Merrill. Merrill just tries to make a move to get that puck up ice. Gets a little bit of help, but the Bengals almost keeping it in there. As Lotempio made a good play there at the blue line. Canisius gets it across the blue line. Calhoun into the slot. Lets that shot go as that was McGuire sneaking in from his point position, getting that shot towards the net. Missed wide. And now up ice, it's Captain Joe Lotempio looking for some room. Does manage to gain the red line, send it into the offensive zone. He goes for a change. There on the forecheck is Elliott Hunt for the Bengals, but Urban gets a step on him and carries it through the neutral zone.
Wow, speed.
Urban in towards the Buff State net, fires a shot in on goal. Loose puck in the slot, not in the net yet.
No
as
goal.
It was banged
No,
around
sir.
there in the slot, finally cleared out to the side. Ryan Miller here with the puck on the sidewall. Puck then cleared out of the zone. Ryan Kelly making sure it gets all the way out and all the way back to Canisius territory as we hit 8:30 to go in third period play. Canisius in their own zone right now, trying to work it up ice. Pass comes from Aarons up to Zacharine, and he makes sure it gets all the way into the offensive zone before he heads for a change. Canisius still setting it up here down low, as it's going to be a couple of Bengals players over there. Hussey, the one sliding over to make sure it gets to the point, but it doesn't get out. Keeping that one in was Merrill. Canisius settling it down. Puck on that far side. Bengals almost took a penalty there. You have a couple of different players tied up with each other.
I mean, there were penalties committed by both teams there. I guess they let it go.
You could have made one or two calls on each team
Miller
there in that process there.
Miller hit him high twice, and then he got held. So, I mean, granted, either send them both or don't send either of them, I guess. I mean, either way, it's the same. But the refs should really – the intensity is about to ratchet up to 11 right here, Aaron, because Canisius doesn't want to lose this game. And Buff State has worked way too hard to let them back in it, so you're going to see both teams putting the pedal to the floor in the last 8 minutes of this game.
And you would hope that from an officiating perspective that they will go out of their way to let them play and not try to play too much of a role in how the game is decided. Canisius trying to do some work here in the offensive zone to get back to even. Zach Wagner with the puck on his stick. He is a dangerous player. The Bengals have to make sure they keep an eye on him. Wagner has the puck on his stick, feeds it across to Reed. Reed spins there on the far boards as he has two different Bengals on him. Bengals just trying to get it out at the moment. Kind of a loose puck into the midsection of Anton Rupert. Bengals do finally manage to clear it to center ice, but it's going to be Schwartz sending it right back in, forcing the Bengals to go in behind their net to work this puck out of the zone. Ryan Hahn takes a hit behind his own net. Bengals didn't have anybody in front there to do any defensive zone coverage. Do manage to get it cleared to the blue line, and Glasgow gets it cleared through the neutral zone.
They got it.
Before he is called down there.
Good call.
On
That's
the
a
play
great call.
as the two players looking for control of that loose puck. And it's a holding penalty being called, and it's going to be Buff State going on the power play here with 7:19 to go in the third period, and it's going to be Brendan Reed taking the holding penalty, but he is not a fan of that call as he is letting the official know that right now. I'm not sure exactly what the linesman's going to be able to do for him, but he is pleading his case to anyone that'll listen.
And no one's listening now.
Now the only one over there to listen to it is the poor scorekeeper, and I'm sure he doesn't want to hear it either.
No.
Either way, we do have a Bengals power play coming up here.
Big, though.
2-minute power play with 7:19 to go in the third period. The Bengals are leading by 1, and they're looking to extend that lead. Sardina with the puck on his stick in the far corner, sets up the power play, gets it back to the point to Gallivan, back to the half wall to Sardina. Sardina skating in towards the goal line, gets it down low. Opportunity there from down low as it was Elliot Hunt along the goal line. Looked like he was trying to feed that pass out in front back to Sardina. Play didn't end up materializing, then the net ends up coming off, so we have a stoppage in play now with 1:43 in the Bengals power play.
This is huge for the Bengals. Now, you obviously want to score, but one thing you got to guard against, Canisius is going to try and pressure the points and get an odd man rush.
Cross to Guerrero. Guerrero lets the shot go. He had a screen in front. Anton Rupert flashing there in front of the goaltender, allowing Guerrero to get that shot in on goal, but it was another solid save made by Sweeney, throwing that left hand up and making that stop, keeping this one a 6-5 hockey game. 1:35 now to go in the Bengals power play as they have possession of it with Sardina along the goal line, comes right from behind the net, just tries to stuff it in the near post. Sweeney making the stop. Bengals keep it set up. Gallivan walks in, lets a shot go.
Outstanding play.
Canisius doing a good job there to block that shot from getting in on goal. It was Will Tricarico making the play twice, actually. He made the block and then got the clear as well. 1:11 now remaining in the power play for Buff State. Shot coming in from the point by Sardina right into the midsection of Sweeney. He pins it to his chest protector and holds on for another whistle with 6:27 to go in the third, 1:09 in the Bengals power play.
So far, so good for the Bengals. Maybe not a whole lot of high-danger scoring chances, minus the scrambler from the net, but they're getting all the face-offs in the offensive zone, which is exactly what you want right now.
And spending time in the offensive zone with the lead, which is also something that you want as there are under 10 minutes to go in regulation. Miller walks it in, feeds it behind the net. He's got Zach Schultz. Schultz walks out from behind.
Shorthand, he drops the stick, get a shot.
Player without a stick from Canisius. Schultz letting that shot go, trying to take advantage. Now a loose puck in the mid-slot. It's going to be Canisius finding it. Pawelski gets it up ice and then goes chasing after it. Chasing
leave it.
Ryan Hahn back there with him. And A.J. White tries to relieve some of that pressure, just quickly gets it up to Kelly. Kelly takes a hit at his own blue line, gets it across to Hahn. Bengals now working it up ice. 30 seconds remaining on the power play. Kelly getting himself a little bit of space to get it across the blue line, but not much further. As an opportunity for Canisius to clear, they get it back into Buff State territory. Now 20 seconds on the man advantage. Passes a little bit up in the air, difficult to handle for Ryan Miller, and that allows Canisius to clear it yet again. Pawelski's there in the offensive zone again, looking to put some pressure on. Looks like he's late in his shift, though, as the Bengals get it up to the blue line and not yet out.
Still
back
in,
to Ryan Hahn.
It's all right.
Cross to Ryan Kelly as the last 2 seconds tick away on the Canisius penalty. And we are down under 5:15 now to go in regulation. 6-5 lead in favor of the Buff State Bengals. Puck in the neutral zone. Hager gets knocked down there in the neutral zone. Back in the other direction come the Canisius College Golden Griffins.
That's brutal. But
Turnover there just inside the blue line. Aarons then has it back on his stick. Shot coming in from the point.
Play.
That one goes just wide, as that was Cryer letting the shot go. Bengals can't get it out of the zone, being kept in now. Spinning there on the far side is Jerkowski.
This is not what you wanted for the Bengals.
Walks it back to the midpoint. Cross-ice pass. Shot coming in from Cryer. Save made by the pad of A.J. White, and it goes off to the far corner. Ryan Hahn trying to find that loose puck. He gets it up ice. Zach Schultz makes sure it gets all the way out of the zone. This one's going to be sent the length of the ice, and that will be icing against Buff State.
They were on their heels. They had to do that.
That was maybe one of those you were wanting to see maybe the linesman consider waving off that icing.
If they didn't do the one before, there's no way they're.
But it was again, it was a situation where the Canisius player was not giving it the full effort to get back, and I've seen officials call that before.
Oh yeah,
this is a smart move by the Buff State coaching staff here to take a timeout.
Yes,
their group had been on the ice for a long time, hemmed in their zone. Coach Tim Turner decides it's a perfect time to use his timeout.
I agree.
So he'll take a moment to allow his troops to recover and get a little bit of a breath here for the last 4 minutes and 31 seconds. Support for our coverage of Buffalo State College Club hockey comes from Town Auto. For over 50 years, a proud member of the Western New York community, putting customers' needs first and helping them find the right car at the right price. The dealerships of Town Auto make buying a car easy, whether online, over the phone, or in store. We love our town. This broadcast also brought to you by Colvin Cleaners. Dry cleaning, wash and fold laundry, tailoring, restoration, and all garment services. Colvin Cleaners, the Buffalo Niagara region's premier green earth dry cleaner. And it's also where the Buffalo State Club hockey team goes to keep their uniforms looking the sharpest in the league. ColvinCleaners.com or visit them on Elmwood Avenue in Kenmore. 4 minutes and 31 seconds remain here from the Harborcenter in downtown Buffalo. The Buffalo State Bengals with a 6-5 lead over the Canisius College Golden Griffins ACHA Division I team. So it's an opportunity for the Bengals to put quite a feather in their cap here. But definitely, Canisius is going to want to avoid that. Shot coming in from the point. Urban letting that one go after the initial shot was blocked by Mark Hager.
I think he lost a steal.
Hager down here just in front of the entrance to the rink, as he tries to get himself back situated. He definitely has a problem.
Steel blew up.
Yep, broken steel on that left skate blade.
Did it break or did it come off?
It came off as the linesman coming over here to pick it up.
Yeah, it's in pieces.
As the referee is helping Hager to the bench, unable to skate on that left skate. That's actually really good break there for Buff State. Yeah. Not a break, but a good play there by A.J. White to make sure that he covered it up. Obviously, he wants to cover it up in that situation,
but he was
without knowing that this was happening out at the blue line. If that play would have continued without
trouble,
it's a 5-on-4. There's a shot blocked by Sardina on the far side. Now he might have a step on the defender. Make the move to get free. Sardina in front of the back, and he scores!
He scores! What a goal!
Unbelievable goal by Brett Sardina. It's now a 7-5 lead on an incredible individual effort by number 53. An unbelievable goal. I thought his goal in the second period, shorthanded, was unbelievable.
Wow.
That one there just blows it out of the water, goes through 3 different players, still gets the backhand
He was going to get a penalty shot on that, too.
Manages to beat the goaltender up top with 3 different defenders on top of an incredible goal by Brett Sardina. It's a 7-5 lead for the Bengals.
All right, it's on a platter for the Bengals now. Now they have to finish. They are not out of the woods yet. Canisius is going to come at them hard, but...
Were they calling a penalty shot or a penalty? Because that penalty should carry over if it's still called.
They're talking about that.
This I
This
would
is
imagine.
important.
Yeah, if it's a penalty that's called,
They're good.
okay, so it's 5-on-5. They've got that sorted out.
They checked. I mean, that's good.
So it's a 2-goal lead now with a little bit more than 4 minutes to play in regulation. Expect a quick response here
Yes.
from Canisius.
Oh, not like that.
That was a little bit of a sloppy pass there from the Canisius blue line into the skates of John Glasgow. Could have been another odd man rush for the Bengals. Fortunately, from the Canisius perspective, it did not. Now they get it into the offensive zone. Good hard shot taken there by Pawelski, just missing that far corner. 3:45 now to go as the Bengals look to get it out of their zone here on the near side. Cole Newman trying to play it along to John Glasgow. Ends up being played back towards the corner, though, as Pawelski tries to get it in front for Canisius. And the Bengals get it up to the blue line, but not yet.
What a tip.
Great redirection, great save by White.
Oh,
The
my
second one as
goodness.
well. Unreal play
That's
there.
got to get out, though. Wait, they got it.
On both sides, great play there as a beautiful redirection shot as it was put in. Now an opportunity
hit the
for the
pipe.
Bengals as there's Anton Rupert with a 3-on-2 chance, firing it off the post.
Get it deep. Just get the puck deep.
Back and forth action here between Buff State and Canisius as Canisius finally tries to settle it down and get it out. Elliot Hunt, though, comes in from his position to slide it back into the offensive zone. Now 3 minutes to play in a 2-goal Buff State lead. Here comes Zach Wagner into the offensive zone. Barely avoids a big hit just inside the blue line. Still has it, though. Now walking in towards the slot. Lets that shot go. Save made by the glove of White. Ends up dropping down in front of him for a moment. There was an opportunity for a rebound for Canisius. They just couldn't get to it fast enough. A.J. White eventually putting the glove hand over top of it to stop play. Now 2 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in regulation. The Bengals leading this one 7-5.
Big face-off here inside 3 minutes, and we know this Canisius team can score quick. A.J. White's just going to smother everything.
2:46 as A.J. White throws the hand on top of that one there. As it has been an offensive explosion from the Bengals here in this period. 4 goals in this period, if my math is correct.
That should not be icing.
Puck comes all the way through the neutral zone. We'll go far enough for icing.
Somehow.
And it didn't look like there was much of a thought from either of the linesmen to wave that one off. They were pretty definitive about the call that they made, despite the fact that Sean doesn't like it.
They
Sean's
don't
opinion,
care about what I think.
No.
Nor should they. Let's be
I
honest.
mean, you can share your opinion as much as you want to. They're not going to change the call at this point, and they're probably not going to take it much into consideration for the future either.
Not a chance. And I wouldn't listen to me either, let's be honest.
2 minutes and 30 seconds now remaining in regulation as the Bengals clear the zone, getting it out to center ice. There's an interference penalty coming up here.
Good call.
As Ryan Miller got taken out there in the neutral zone. The player there on the play, John Cryer, unnecessarily interfering with him as he was trying to come back and put some pressure on the puck carrier.
No argument.
A silly penalty from the Canisius Golden Griffins as they're trying to come back here in this one. There's 2:26 remaining in regulation. They're going to have to kill 2 minutes of that being a man down.
If you're Buff State, yes, if there's a scoring opportunity, you never not take a scoring opportunity. But if it's not there, you just play catch with it if you can. And Canisius is going to take chances here. They don't have a choice. They have to.
Bengals getting control of it off the face-off. Ryan Kelly with it. Make sure it gets down low into the offensive zone. Joe Lotempio gives it back to Kelly. Kelly has a shot in on net. Rebound chance as Zach Schultz right in front. A setting up the screen. B being in the right spot for that rebound opportunity. 2 saves made on the play by Sweeney as Buff State keeps it, though, in the offensive zone. Joe Lotempio with it on his stick here.
Ooh,
Drops it for Ryan Kelly as, Lotempio could have gotten called for an interference play. A little bit of a pick that he was setting up there. Bengals can't keep it in the zone here. Is Sakari carrying it through the neutral zone, dumping it into the offensive end. Battle for possession in the far corner. Sakari has it again there, being bumped by Ryan Miller. As a second Bengal finally comes over there, comes back to the point to Urban, lets that shot go. Kicking out that right pad, though, is A.J. White to make that stop.
Thank you, refs. All right. They didn't call it that time, and that's the time not to call it.
Puck comes all the way back down to Canisius territory. They just feed it right back into
Canisius
Buff
fans
State,
don't even like that nonsense by Canisius.
Direction, and now Bengals can just slow things down, set up behind their own net. Kelly along to Hahn, and Hahn has plenty of room to work it up ice now. Gains the offensive zone. Now looking for a pass, just goes in behind the net. He'll be comfortable just keeping possession of it, making sure it stays in the offensive zone. Takes a hit, though, and loses possession.
That's not
and it's going to be Merrill and Wagner coming into the offensive zone. Wagner gets it across.
What a
and that
back
crossing
check.
pass as Elliott Hunt went full bore to get back on that play and make sure that play did not develop. The Canisius net is empty now.
Thank you.
As we have an offsides call being made along the Buff State blue line. The Canisius players expressing their disagreement with the call from the linesman.
Womp.
And they are not going to get the benefit of it. In fact, this is going to be as bad of a call from the Canisius perspective as can be. It's going to be called an intentional offside. So the faceoff comes all the way back to Canisius territory, and they have to put their goaltender back in the net.
I could hear the ref screaming off for about 5 seconds before that puck got touched. So,
well, this is
Tempio's taking this faceoff, right?
This is a break for the it's Rupert on the draw.
He won it.
Rupert playing it forward, winning it, gaining possession of it himself.
Just play keep away with it.
Gets it to Sardina. Sardina playing catch with it with Rupert. Now 45 seconds to go in regulation. Bengals just going to try to keep it in the offensive zone for long as they possibly can.
Just Guerrero lost the hanger. They got to get somebody back.
There's a man deep in the neutral zone. Now it's a 2-on-1 setting up here for Canisius. Sakari brings it in. Tries to go short side, goes off the post and out.
You have a chance.
That allows the Bengals to clear the zone. Sardina now through the neutral zone, looking for that empty net. Can't get it past the defenseman as it hit the shin pad of number 15 as it was Yoakum getting back in on the play, though, and keeping that shot from getting in on net.
It stays in, though.
Now there's going to be an offensive zone face-off. Should be coming up for the Bengals. No, it's going to come into the neutral zone.
The Bengals need it shouldn't.
A lot of conversation going on between both teams as well as the officials. Finally, the linesman goes and picks up the puck, and there will be an offensive zone draw here for the Bengals. 18 seconds now remaining, and Bengals, if they can get possession of it here, they can kill off a good portion more left on the clock. They have possession. Gallivan getting a hold of it here in the slot, stick handling with it, killing off more time.
Get it deep now. Get it deep.
Takes a hit there in front of the Canisius bench. Now just 7 seconds remaining as one last
Canisius
and one last hit.
Nice hit.
One last huge hit there from the Bengals, and it's
extra ball game.
Big win here from the Buffalo State Bengals, scoring 4 goals in the third period to stun the Canisius College ACHA Division I team. It's a 7-5 win for the Buffalo State Bengals. This is a major feather in the cap for the Buffalo State Bengals, and this will certainly be helpful when it comes to national rankings. The CHF rankings formula looks very kindly on wins over ACHA teams, especially ACHA Division I teams.
Yep.
This will do nothing but help the Bengals standing nationally and also maybe earn a little bit of respect here locally.
Absolutely. And Aaron, I mean, are we overstating it to say that this is the best regular season win we've been a part of? The only one I can think of is that overtime weekend against Barron. I mean, not only did they take down a behemoth of an opponent, they came out in the third period and they kicked their teeth in. Like, the Bengals just were better in every aspect of the game in that third period, just frustrating Canisius, getting the saves, the forecheck causing turnovers. Just what a great win by the Bengals right now. Canisius leaves the ice stunned.
A lot of confidence to be gained from this win for Buff State, as this is a team that was kind of looking for a second half identity. The first half kind of coasted in towards the semester break, and Bengals certainly were looking to start the second semester with the proper sort of momentum to get them into the postseason. 2 wins last weekend claimed the divisional title, but this win here tonight over the Canisius ACHA Division I team is a major confidence booster, a major feather in the Bengals' cap, and certainly something that they can take going forward, because this was not exactly an easy win. This was the game where they were on their heels for a good bit of it. They regained their footing, came back in a big way. It's a win that will help their psyche in the future and will give them a lot that they can fall back on and to look back on no matter what the rest of the season presents them, because with their plans to go to nationals and face off against some of the biggest competition that the Collegiate Hockey Federation has to offer, a game like this, a tune-up like this, will come in very handy down the road when you're facing off against the Tampas and Georgias of the CHF world.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, Aaron, again, it's not like this team came in and played a bunch of guys that would normally be scratches and left their best guys on the bench, played a backup goaltender. Canisius brought their A-line tonight. And Canisius did not play a bad game. Canisius jumped on Buffalo after an early goal. had a great second period. Goaltender made some saves. Buffalo State got the break they needed late in the second period and then just came out in the third and took the game right out of Canisius' hands, hit him in the head with it, and then punted it off the building. I mean, just that might have been the best period of Bengals hockey I've seen since I've joined this broadcast.
A 4-goal third period outburst. They were down 5-3 coming into the period. The second period was definitely not a period that the Bengals took much momentum from. They were outplayed severely in the second, but they did manage to even things up on the scoreboard 2-2, and then they started the third period like they were possessed. It was
nuts.
Start to finish period, they were the better team in the final 20 minutes, and it showed on the scoreboard, scoring 4 times. Canisius couldn't even manage one. AJ White, again, making the saves that he needed to.
Off of a goal that I think might have, obviously, now that we can say this, he might have allowed the worst goal he's ever allowed today, too, and he bounced back from it, and he was huge in that third period because the Bengals beat Canisius 4-0 in that third period, but AJ White needed to make some saves, and he made a few good ones.
Bengals taking advantage of the opportunities they were given in this game. The whole game was an opportunity for the team in general, a chance to prove themselves against high-end competition, and they showed that they can compete with high-end teams like the Canisius ACHA Division I team, coming out with a 7-5 win here at the Harborcenter, as it's quite an exciting finish, an exciting game from start to finish, and a big win for the Bengals moving forward. Support for Buffalo State Club Hockey comes from Militello Realty, also from Ivy Lee Pharmacy, from Town Auto, and our coverage also supported by Hurdle Parker Liquor Store, the law offices of Nicholas J. Narchis, by 95 Nutrition, Colvin Cleaners, and Envious Gameware. Bengals next in action on Sunday morning as they have a divisional game at Fredonia. It is a 10 o'clock start, and we will have live coverage of that game from Steel Hall on the campus of SUNY Fredonia. That'll do it for our coverage from downtown Buffalo in the Harborcenter. It's a 7-5 win in favor of the Buff State Bengals over the Canisius ACHA Division I squad. A huge win for the Buff State Bengals. They look to pick up another one on Sunday morning when they face off against Fredonia. That's our coverage for tonight. For camera operator Jeff Jazarowski, color commentator Sean McHugh, I'm Aaron Elpern. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night.